This video is going to be how to use manual test mode on your Whirlpool washing machine to manually control all of the outputs like the agitation, the spin cycle, the water, etc. So I'm actually going to wash something. I just got a sheet in there, and this way I can control everything. I can do it however long I want. I can adjust how much water I want, which is the big one with this machine. So we'll go through here how to do this. So first we got to put the machine into diagnostic mode, and the way you do that is you got to turn the dial in this specific sequence, and the sequence is left, right, 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 left, right. And when you do it right, the light should blink like that. Now you can start anywhere on the dial. Doesn't have to be on normal like I had it. You just go the left, right, 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 left, right sequence. Now all of this is flashing, and we need to go into manual test mode, which is when you have the spin and done lights on. The other two we saw here, I think this is automatic test mode. If you do that, it will automatically go through everything. And I think this first one is how to read the codes. And then there's another one in here that's calibration. Let's see, I think I got the sheet for this. Yeah, calibration is just the rinse light. So if you do this one, after you service it, change any parts in it, in the drive, you should do this so it can calibrate what empty is. So I'm gonna do the manual mode. Okay, I press start, and now the lights are blank, but actually that's an input. The first one is a lid lock. So if I press that, it locks the lid. And I can press it again to unlock the lid, all right? So we can do that. Then the next one here is the done light, and that's gonna be the, let's see, I have a guide here, cold water. So let's turn that on, get that going. I just printed off the service information here. You can find this online, but this goes through what all of the different lights do, and some of them don't do anything. They say reserved for future development. So yeah. So we're filling slowly. I put some detergent in there, but let's turn on the hot water now. That's the spin light. Okay. So now both of those are going. That's warm. So now I'm just going to wait until that fills to my satisfaction. I can have it open and I can watch it fill. So I'm going to do that and come back. All right, now we got some water in there, and what we can do also while it's filling is you can turn the hot and cold on and off. So right now I have the done light, that's the cold. So I just shut that off, and the light flashes when it's on. And again, I can go over here and shut off the hot. All right, so you can kind of adjust how much hot and cold you want. So I want mostly hot, but then I can add in some cold for a while, and then I can turn it off and just be back to hot again. All right. So let's stop that and get one on. Okay. Now let's do some agitation. So we're going to go to heavy agitation, which is wash and rinse. Oops. Okay, I made a mistake. It won't move if you don't lock the lid, so I'm going to have to go and lock the lid first, which is blank. Now it's locked. Okay, and I think it's faster to go backwards here. Did I miss it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, now it's shifting the transmission into agitation mode, so you can kind of hear a little motor going, but it'll start in a second here. There we go. And yeah, I can't, you know, even for the service technician, they're worried about you chopping your hand off. If you, heaven forbid, you stick your hand in an agitator-less machine while it's running, but they don't want you to do that. So, all right, so I'm just gonna let it wash for a while, and then we'll move on to drain, spin, and rinse. While it's agitating, if I want to add some more water, I can turn those on. So I can add a little bit more water while it's going if I want to. Hell, I could even turn the drain pump on right now if I wanted to. If I wanted to fill, agitate, and drain all at the same time, hey, let's do that. Well, actually, no, I don't want to waste my time. I'll show you that. I'll do that when this is done. All right, so I think that's enough water. So let's just let that agitate. If you wanted to check on it, you're gonna have to stop it. So we're gonna have to go into, well, let's see, I haven't tried this. If I try to unlock it, nope, it won't let me unlock it because it's agitating. So I'm gonna have to go in to heavy agitation, stop, and then unlock. Okay. And nice and soapy, lots of water. That's what I want to see. So that's good. We can lock it again and keep agitating. All right. All right, so it's been agitating for a few minutes. And one thing I forgot to say is that there's a 5-minute timeout on this. So I think if you let it go for more than 5 minutes, then it's going to exit out on its own. And I'm guessing you can just re-enter it. There, see, it stopped. Yeah, just shut down. Just as I was talking about it. So, oh, you see all those nice suds? So that's going to get really clean now. So yeah, I'm going to have to go back in. So left, right, 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 left, right. Okay, and then we're going to go to manual mode. Lock the lid. I was on heavy. Let's do some gentle agitation for a minute. That's the short burst as opposed to the longer bursts they call heavy agitation. All right, and as promised, let's go through and do a few things at the same time. So let's do drain, which is the last 3 lights in a row. Okay, because it's time to move on to drain, spin, and rinse. So, all right, we're gonna start the drain pump. You can hear that. And I'm gonna add some water at the same time. So now I am agitating, draining, and filling at the same time. Something you normally can't do, but I can do that. All right, I think we can stop our agitation here. Takes a minute to remember. Okay, that's that. Obviously, this is not going to be the economy cycle, folks. There we go. Okay. And make sure you drain it before you spin, because if you spin it when it's full of water, you might have an overflow everywhere. So just be real careful about that. Make sure that's all the way drained out, and you can hear it draining. When it sort of guzzles, then you know it's all the way out of water in there. So that's what I'm waiting for. So let me go to drain pump here in preparation of turning that off. All that water. Again, I'll show you this guide. You can just kind of search this on the internet. It's called manual test mode again is what we're doing. So let's see, drain pump is this one here, number 7. So that's the one I'm on. Okay, and you heard it. So it's out of water now. Now let's do low spin. So again, that's going to be, let's see, wash and done lights. So I think those two. Okay, now again, it's got to switch modes. There it goes. Okay. And I'm actually going to start the drain pump again once it starts spinning, because the spinning is going to release some more water. And those of you that have this washer know that's what it does anyway. So we'll let that spin for a few seconds, and I'll turn the drain pump on and off a few times, just like it normally would do. I'm not sure, but running it without any water going through it probably isn't a good idea for a long time. So that's why I think it's better to just kind of monitor it. Obviously, you're going to be monitoring this whole thing as it runs. So we'll give it a little bit more time here. And again, it's, you know, the first spin, this is a low speed spin, which I think you would do in between the wash and the rinse anyway, because there's no point in getting it completely dry if you're just going to get it wet again. Do one more drain pump there. Alright, now let's go back here and shut off the spinning. I think it's, yep, it's the one flashing, okay. So I just shut it off, and it doesn't break it, it's just going to coast to a stop, so you're going to have to wait. But while I'm waiting, I can, actually I'm going to run that drain pump one more time. Okay, there's not much coming out of there. So then I'm going to move on and start filling it while we're waiting for it to spin down, because again, I can multitask here. So, and you can't unlock it until it's completely stopped. So this is the lock one. It won't let me do it because it's still rotating. So I just gotta wait a few more seconds. Okay, let's try that. Nope. Nope, you can kind of hear the water going, so it's still spinning. And I suppose if you wanted to do a hot rinse, you can also do that in this mode. Normally you can't do that, it's only cold rinse, but no. It's real picky about being 100% sure that it stopped, so that there's zero possibility of injury. Alright, there we go. So now we can come in and see, and I'll fall on one side, so yeah, we'll let that, by the way, don't buy this machine if you haven't already, because it knots up the clothes really bad. Buy a front loader. We'll let this fill, and then we'll come back and do rinse and final spin. All right, I think we got enough water in there for rinse. Oops, that's hot. Cold off. All right, then we go to agitate. I think that's that one. Nope. Oh, I gotta lock the lid. That's right. Always have to lock the lid for safety, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's this one. No, sorry, that's spin. Let me double check my agitation is, oh yeah, these two. Those two. All right. Again, it's got to switch modes because we were just spinning. So we'll agitate a little bit, and then we can drain and do our final spin. And then we'll be done. And I think this load's only going to take about 20 minutes. Alright, we'll let that rinse, lots of water rinsing. We've been rinse agitating for a few minutes, so I'm gonna start draining, save time. I mean, why not multitask this stuff? It's gonna take a second to get to that point anyway. So yeah, we'll go back to agitation here. We'll shut that off in a minute here. We'll get some of the water out of there. You can still tell there's quite a bit in there. Yeah, it's one, you know, you think Whirlpool could kind of combine some of these functions more and shorten down the cycle times, but I don't know. Energy efficiency is key, and if it takes 2 extra watts of pump running, you know, even if it takes 10 more minutes, that's 2 watts or something. That's how they think of these things. So. All right, that's probably good. We're still draining here. And then we're going to do high spin next here. Okay, there we go. So high spin is wash and spin together, I believe. That there. So again, we're going to switch modes. And then you want to get your drain pump ready to run. And high spin, this is going to be maximum speed spin. So it's a little louder, you can tell it's shaking a little bit. So I mean, maybe you just wanted to spin something. I know there's maybe use drain and spin, but heck, if you just wanted to go directly to spin, you could use manual test mode. I mean, why not? Alright, we'll run the pump a little bit more. Oh, just like that. It normally runs the drain pump during spins. I think my thing's just loose here. It's a little bit shaky because there's only the one sheet in there. So, all right, that's probably enough agitation for one sheet. I don't normally this place to go longer, but we'll let it slow down, and then we can do the final drain, and then we're ready for the dryer. So, yeah, we'll get back here once this is spun down. All right, it's still slowing down here. I'm going to run the drain pump one last time. Get any remaining water out. And then the last one I want to show you is exiting this test mode. You can just let it sit for 5 minutes and it should exit on its own. Or you can just, oops, let's do it on something that's not going to do anything. It's not going to let me do this. So I'm just going to hold this button for 5 or 10 seconds till it exits out. I think that's probably long enough. It's waiting for it to stop spinning, and then I think it should unlock here. There we go. All right, we are done and ready for the dryer. So that is, again, manual test mode. So there you have it. Take control of your washing machine for you control freaks.